All right, I am live. So now let's share it. All right, let's tweak this. We can also share it here. Give me just 1 second, y'all. All right. Hello. How are y'all? It's in front of me. That way y'all can hear me well. Hello. How are y'all? Good, good, good. I'm glad. Good morning from Australia. Well, good afternoon, good evening from South Carolina in the United States. The last few days, the whole weekend, and earlier today, we've been having really bad storms. So I did the live, I think that was that Friday? Friday evening, I did the live in remembrance of Maya. Hi, Toby. But I filmed some video footage. Y'all, I got ink everywhere. I filmed some video footage Saturday and Sunday, and both of the videos you can hear the thundering and the lightning, the thunder, and then you can hear the lightning crack. And but I'm not editing it out. I'm in the process of editing the video for Patreon, but I feel a lot better. Friday, I pretty much took Friday off, and I was so in shock and devastated about Maya. So I have been journaling though, and I've been trying to get the setup. Y'all see the mess back here. I've been filming. And I've been trying to get the mess that I have set up for everything that I'm doing. Because I can't do as much right now with my hands hurting. They're hurting now. I'm going to put on, once I get done with this, while I edit, I'm going to wear the wrist braces. Yes, we have people from Canada. Hi, Lisa. Hi, Karen. Miss Hilma. Abigail. Is that Leanne? I'm so glad y'all joined me. So I don't really have a topic for today's coffee chat at all. I've been going through a lot, and I'm feeling much more creative. Thanks, Toby. I'm feeling much more creative. I have some stuff going on Patreon. Some of that stuff will happen on YouTube next week. I've got to edit the footage because I filmed it with YouTube in mind, but I filmed it for my patrons first. They like to get a good laugh sometimes. So one of them y'all are going to really laugh at. Get a good chuckle. Hey, Amy. So I'm excited. Pennsylvania. I'm excited because I've got some good stuff going on. Even though I'm in pain and I can't do as much, I have some good stuff going on, and I'm feeling really good about what I've got going on. I've been doing a bit of journaling. Can y'all guess who for your readers out there, or for when you were a kid, or for moms? Some of you may recognize this. I didn't do as good a job. I'm not done with it. I'm doing this in ballpoint, which I'm not all that good at. I just really started doing ballpoint. So, and I didn't want to, filming sometimes makes me nervous. I'm okay with the watercolor, but when I'm drawing, It sometimes makes me nervous, and this is going to be one of those where I'm going to film bits and pieces of it. So, but I'm doing stuff. This is, y'all are going to sneak peek. This is my bullet journal, my new setup. This is today's page. This was David's the second part of his birthday present. It was a t-shirt. And then, well, I'm dropping stuff. And then here's the calendar part. Yeah. So where did I drop? Oh, my pen. That was good. My expensive pen too. Thank God it wasn't pushed out where the thing was out. So I don't have a topic. I thought I'd let y'all choose a topic for those who showed up, and then the people who are. I'm just. Can you tell? I've been busy. You're glad you have good things going on. You're sorry to hear about your friend. Thank you so much. She was friend to a lot of people. A lot of people have known her longer than I have on YouTube. She was on YouTube for a long time, and I met her through the writing community, and through when I first started NaNoWriMo, and there were quite a bit of us. We were in shock. Her daughter had messaged me Friday morning, and Tamara had messaged me Friday morning about it, and I had no idea. David is heartbroken about it too. Maya felt like family to us. You know, David was initially like a little nervous because I'd never met Maya in person. But as soon as he met her, they were both May babies. So they were both Tauruses. And Maya was, Maya was 42. So she'd have been 43 this month, I think. So David turned 41 today. So they were like 2 years apart. That's why I had it confused. I was thinking she was more my age, but she's actually David's age. But her loss is really going to be felt. She was truly an inspiration to so many people, and she was very much, I think, what you call it? Oh, I know their names. Damn it. Stripped lit something. Hopefully, y'all know who I'm talking about. The stripped lit guys. They did a video about her, and she was definitely authentically her. And so I was just really glad that I got to know her, and especially glad that I got to meet her in person and that she was able to stay with us she stayed with us for quite a few days, it was almost for a week. It's like, I think she stayed with us for like four nights and maybe 5 days total. I can't remember now, but she was here for a good while because she got quite a bit of work done while she was here, and she did want to visit, so she was here for a good little while. And I was just so happy that she was here. She was going to try to meet Tamara, and then it wasn't able to. And if my car would have made it all the way to West Virginia at that time, I would have me and Tamara I would have met Tamara, and maybe me and Maya could have gone, and then Maya could have caught a ride from there if she'd have wanted. But oh wow, I really wanted to meet, really wanted to meet Tamara in person too. And I know Tamara was hoping that she'd get a chance to meet Maya. But Maya died. I talked to her daughter, and she was the happiest she'd ever been. She was living her dream. She had dreamed to travel. She wanted to travel. She did that all different kinds of ways. And she wanted to join the monastery, and they had accepted her, and she was living at the monastery and joining. She had joined. So she was living her dream, which is absolutely amazing. So she died happy, which is something that, I was talking to David about it. Same thing. My dad, although my dad died in pain because of the cancer, my dad said he didn't regret anything. He had lived a good life. And I think and I was talking to David, I said, that's my goal. I want to live a good life. I want to live my life to the happiest, most joyful, fullest that I can. And then, not regret anything. And after I go back to the doctor Wednesday, and although I have fought it, and if you've been following me for a while, then you know that I have depression, anxiety, and ADHD, and I've not been on medicine in a long time for any of those things. I do mostly natural remedies and cognitive behavioral therapy, but in the past couple of years, It's just been a lot, and I have been struggling with the depression and the anxiety really bad, really, really badly. And so I'm going to go back on a light medicine, nothing real heavy, just to kind of take the edge off of some of the depression and the anxiety. And we're working on my getting the carpal tunnel thing taken care of, and hopefully these wrist braces, which are really uncomfortable to sleep in, um, but they kind of make my hands and arms swell, but they do relieve some of the pressure. So I've been doing, that's why they're off. I've been doing some of the exercises. I've been doing some of my stuff because I still need to use them. I can't not use them. So I've been doing some of the exercises that they said. I've been stretching um, my shoulders and my neck, because my arthritis goes from right back here all the way down and into, and then in my knees and my ankles. Like, but I'm feeling much better, and I'm finding ways so that I can work my things into what I do. I just am not doing as much writing by hand. I'm not doing a whole lot of typing, so I'm sharing things and writing a little tiny bits, but I'm not typing a whole lot. So writing's taking a break for right now. Working on my novel, it's taking a break for right now. I am doing Finding Water, and I do need to do an intro video for it. I've been reading the introduction stuff I need to do, so that I want to be 1 week ahead for me. So when the videos come out, hello Vanessa, Rita, and so I can, when I put the videos out, you're catching what I did the week before. And I just haven't had a chance, y'all, with everything that's been going on. So, but I'm going to do that. I've been doing my morning pages. I didn't do morning pages this morning, though. So far, this is the first morning since May 1st that I didn't do morning pages. So I'm going to do evening pages this evening, and I'll just switch and write evening pages. It'll be okay. But I am almost at a morning, like get up in the morning routine. David's in the complete opposite. David's working nights, and I'm mostly working days. Like, I am getting to bed by 1 o'clock in the morning, which is a big deal for me. For the most part, and sometimes earlier. Sometimes I'm going to bed about 10 or 11. And I've been getting up anywhere between 6:30 and about 9:30, 10 o'clock in the morning. So if I stay up later until like 1 or 2 or 3, which isn't happening as much. So I'm trying to work on eating healthier. Tonight we did stir fry zucchini and onion and carrots, and I did rice, and then we had chicken and shrimp with that. I was going to make homemade nachos, and it's David's birthday, and he was like, no, I don't have time to enjoy those. So, not on my birthday. So, well, I'll make the homemade nachos tomorrow. I'm going to do yellow rice, and he's wanting to try some of the things now that he's finally feeling better. So I'm going to do yellow rice with like black beans and bell pepper and onion and white cheese and tomatoes for me, and he'll have mushrooms for him. I don't know why he wants mushrooms on a nacho thing, but he wants mushrooms. And I'm not using like any hot cheese or anything because he can't handle that with the Crohn's, and I don't want to. This stuff gives me heartburn. So you're making you hungry. It sounds good. Yeah. Well, one of the things the doctor said when I went is that I have to eat healthier. I have to cut back on carbohydrates. So I had less rice when we did the rice, and way more veggies and chicken and shrimp. And then the other day David and I, Saturday, we didn't even cook a starch. We had steak and shrimp because he grilled it. And then in aluminum foil, and he sealed it up. He cut up onions and bell pepper, all different colors of bell peppers, little cherry tomatoes for me, and mushrooms for him. And that's what he put the shrimp in, and he cooked that. So that was our vegetable: bell pepper and onion, and little tomatoes for me, and then the mushrooms for him. And we had steak and shrimp in that. They weren't really big, and but That was what he wanted for his birthday, because normally we would go out to eat and have steak and shrimp. But I can't, I don't really want to do the going out to eat because it's so much more fattening. You don't know exactly what they're putting in. That's great. You plan on making seared scallops. Oh, that sounds with veggies. Ooh, you're doing low carbs too. More veggies, water. Um, I I have been drinking water. This is decaf coffee that I'm drinking, and I don't have very much creamer in it. I'm trying to cut way back on the creamer. Um, but I'm watching what carbs I eat and trying to eat healthier. And he said with the cholesterol and the triglycerides and all that stuff. And I guess I never really had to worry about it because up until I hit menopause, up until I hit my mid 40s, late 40s, I was a smaller person. And then all of a sudden I got into my late 40s and all this stuff started happening. Cystic fibroids and stuff like that in my uterus. I ended up having to have a hysterectomy, tendonitis, ended up having to go to physical therapy for my shoulders because I couldn't lift them. I, I thought I was going to have surgery. I'm like, oh my God, I'm falling apart. My dad used to say getting old as hell. And I'm like, yeah, definitely. So with the grandbaby coming and with the health scare, because I don't want to do like what my mom did, but I had started to, where I was so busy taking care of everything and everyone that I wasn't doing I kept talking about self-care because I kept going, okay, I've got to do this. And I would do a little bit and then it would go. And then I would do a little bit. So I'm not as in bad a shape as I could have been. But it definitely took a toll on me, everything that happened in the last year and a half, 2 years. So it's time for me to start putting my health first. And I feel better already. Um, the the one thing I read from the doctor said take the salt off the table. So I'm going to go this weekend. I've got a list. Thanks. I've got a list of things that you can use as an alternative to salt. I've got to ask him Wednesday about what's it called? Like no salt, light salt. Right now I've just taken salt out of, which I've got to do a little bit better about. I need to find some better seasonings. Um, because I used sea salt. I didn't use regular salt. I used sea salt and pepper that I ground. Both the salt and the pepper I grind. Well, the sea salt. Now I'm like, and I use a lot, like I use rosemary and basil and dill and sage and turmeric, whatever that is. The main thing that makes everything yellow and orange. Um, I use olive oil. I don't use regular oil. The only thing I have regular oil for is to do my iron frying pan with. Every other week or so, I redo it and to make it, all nice and pretty and to work well. That's the only thing and I don't have much. I don't use regular oil. Mrs. Dash, salt free. I'll try that one. Um, so I use, parsley. Sometimes I use cilantro. I use oregano. I'm trying to think. I use a lot of basil and rosemary and a lot of real garlic. And so, yeah, I'm just going to have to, you know. So I told David, because we used to use, instead of regular salt, like when we make homemade tuna fish, we use celery salt. And I said, we're not going to be able to do that. But he can't eat raw veggies. So I have been missing raw onions in my tuna fish. So what we're going to do is, I guess we're going to separate, we'll make it, and then before he adds the relish or any of that kind of stuff, we're going to, I don't know, because his salt intake's not too bad, and he drinks a lot, but he drinks a lot of vitamin water and that Propel water and Gatorade and stuff like that, which has a lot of the electrolytes, which is sodium. So I don't really need to add extra salt in his food. So I don't know, but I'm feeling better. and I've reprioritized my goals. Right now, writing is on the mediocre thing for what I have to do. I hate those things they put in shirts that you use to hang. Um, but drawing has been so much more fun. I did get out and do some plein air sketching. I did get out. Um, and I did a little bit. I'm so excited. I've got this in the video, so I'm not going to show all of what I did because the Patreon, it won't be like. But I did get out and do a little bit of wildflower kind of sketching. I did a little bit more. I concentrated in one book. I concentrated more on like the actual flower. One of them. I've been doing some stuff like that, but I haven't been. And when I'm doing that, I've been doing that by myself. And it's really hard for me to film that unless I'm here at the yard and I can set up the tripod in the yard. So when David's not home, and with him working 60 hours a week, I don't have somebody to film for me. So I have to set up a tripod and all. So I've got to figure out a better system. I need, I guess, well, I would put a GoPro on my forehead if I thought it had good, like, video. But I don't know. I don't know, y'all. I don't know. I'm still thinking. But it's got me rethinking how I do things. And minimizing, simplifying some of the stuff. Because, like, right now, my wrist is really hurting. So I'm just at this place where I'm like, okay, I've got to heal. But there's no way I'm going to be able to do nothing but read. There's no way I'm going to not be able to journal and not be able to create art or anything. I mean, the only thing I'd be able to do would be read. Drawing and painting don't really hurt, but writing does. And the last few days, I've had to get a few things set up, so I've had to do some writing. And today I was out running errands. Hello. And today I was out running errands and stuff. So, yeah. But so far, I think the wrist braces with the carpal tunnel are working well. But, you know, they don't tell you this stuff when you're young and you start doing typing lessons and data entry and on the computer all the time. And so I'm sure we're going to have a lot more people from generations, a lot more of this, if that's the actual cause, is the consistent repetitive stuff. So I don't know. I feel I need to finish doing some work in here. And we're trying to, our immediate priority right now is trying to get my dad's truck on the road, because David's little truck is parked at his parents' because we're having issues with it. So he's driving the SUV and I'm back to driving my car. And we got to get the AC fixed in the SUV. My dad's truck, we fixed one or two, three little things on it, but we still have to figure out, there's some kind of glitch. Maybe it's the wiring or the computer thing. So we got to figure some stuff out. There's some kind of beeping noise. We got to figure out what that is. But we're getting there. And once we get my dad's vehicle, my dad's truck on the road for me, mostly, then we're going to, hopefully we'll be able to do some stuff around the house, do more stuff around the house. The stuff that I can't do by myself that really needs two of us. I've got a container garden ready, but tomorrow I didn't have time today to go by Dollar Tree. So I've got these plastic spool things. They look like those wooden ones that people use that all the wire comes on. It actually looks like a giant plastic spool of thread with no thread on it. I've got some my daughter gave me. And so now I've got to get some containers, and we're going to poke holes in the containers. I've got the soil and the plants for my little container garden. I got bell peppers, I think 3 different kinds. I got cucumbers, tomatoes, zucchini, squash, and basil, and one other thing. And I can't remember what the other thing is. Cucumbers, tomatoes, bell peppers. Yeah. Basil. I don't know. There's one other thing. I'll have to look. But so I'm doing the container garden. Um, that's the easiest thing for me to do this year. And then if that goes well, Dave and I are thinking about doing like a mini greenhouse kind of thing, or something, so that the animals can't get to the garden, because we have a lot of wildlife. We have a pretty big backyard, and there's a good section of half of the backyard in the very back corner is a lot of trees and wildlife. We have deers and rabbits and stuff that come in our yard. So we don't want all the creatures getting all of our food. Um, and I'm going to keep it away from where the bird bath and the bird feeder are. So I've got this stuff. I just got to go get the plastic bins to poke the holes in and to put everything in, to sit them on those big spools. Trying to think of what else. I've been seriously thinking about switching coffee chat days around, doing Patreons on Mondays and doing YouTubes on Tuesdays. I think it might be a little bit easier. Y'all get a, but I don't know. I got to figure out what might work better, because if I do that, I might switch the schedule completely around, where I do Monday, Wednesday, Friday on Patreon, and then I might do Tuesdays and Thursdays here, and then do Saturdays on the other YouTube channels. What I've been thinking about doing. I think that might work a lot better. And then it's not so much pressure. And I really like doing the live coffee chats. And I would do, now that I've got this set up right here, that's my big filming setup. Not that you can tell right now with everything on the table, but I was in the middle of I drew the gnome. I pulled it out of my garden. David just got me that one. And I got my ink out because I was re-inking some things, and I was dyeing some leather. So y'all will get to see that really soon. So I'm working on stuff, but not a lot of, like, the writing portion. I'm keeping it in bits, and I'm only doing it in, like, I take big rests from doing that. I have quite a few things on the agenda for next week, and so many I'm not quite sure. So one of the things I will be doing for this Friday for y'all, and then that way the second one can go up the next Friday. And then, unless I can get it condensed down little enough to actually be one video. Yeah, it feels weird not to write as much, not to journal as much. It feels really weird. Are y'all still there? Is everything okay? Can you still hear me okay? I've got 15 people watching, but not very many people are chatting. Okay, yeah, okay, good. So I'm pretty excited, because everything is great. Good. I feel like, I said it, I think, in one of the videos. It was sort of feeling like sometimes it's good to take a break, then you come back. Yeah, I felt like I was sort of on a precipice when I started. I told David, I said, something's got to change. I need to call the doctor. I said, my hands keep going numb. I'd be talking to him on the phone. I said, look, my hand is going numb and it hurts. I said, I need to hang up. And he was like, what is, I said, I don't know what's wrong. I'd be in the middle of writing, and then you would see me do this, you know? And so it got me to thinking, though. And once I realized what it was, and the doctor was talking about osteoarthritis and carpal tunnel, and I had to stop doing as much, and you see if the wrist braces would help and stuff. So I started rethinking about all of what I do. And I'm like, well, some of it's redundant. Some of it I don't actually have to do. And instead of beating myself up over certain things like journals that wouldn't be completed or anything like that, I was like, you know what? My health comes first. So I've gone to B6, and then I do have the 1A5, and it has my Hobonichi and then my document my day journal. So this would be the bullet journal stuff, the planning stuff, along with the hook. And then this would be my sort of art journal. You had CT surgery 4 years ago. From time to time, still use my brace, and it helps a lot. The braces have really made me feel a lot better, but they make my hands swell. And they're and I have to wear both of them. They're uncomfortable. I'm supposed to wear both of them, but the other day, I had to be able to have my car is a stick shift, and there was no way I couldn't do the stick shift with this, with the brace on. So I took it off. I kept it on my left hand because I can drive with the steering wheel. So I did keep it on my left hand, but I took it off my right because I couldn't drive. And he told me to wear it at night and then to wear it for periods during the day, not all day. So I've been taking it off whenever I go to do stuff, and I was doing stuff in I was drawing this. So does anybody know, can you tell what that is? Do I have any readers that you remember from your childhood, or that you've glimpsed? Yes. So there we go. So yeah, that's what I've been doing. Hi. I wanted to draw him. I don't know that I'm going to do, I don't think I'm going to do the trees. Yeah. I don't think I'm going to do these trees, but I think I am going to do a different scene with him sitting here thinking. But I think I'm going to change, like, I'm going to change this. I'm going to change this. So I'm excited. Victor loved this too. So I'm trying it in the journal first. And I think when I finish this, I'm going to redo it and going to do it bigger. And then I think I might put something, instead of leaving his hand flat, I might lift his hand up and put something in his hand. I think I would like to do that. But yeah, I'm not finished. I'm using ballpoint pen. Thank you, Bree. I've been inspired to use a ballpoint pen, which I can only do it in bits. But this, because of my wrist, I have to slow down. I have to slow down. I have to practice patience. I'm not patient. And I thought, well, you know what? I can sit and do this in bits. And I love Where the Wild Things Are. I loved reading that book to my kids. I liked reading the book myself. I enjoyed reading it to Victor. And I'm gonna get another book. I'm gonna get one for my granddaughter when she comes. Maria, Maria made her by hand a little tiny bookcase, y'all. She made it. So yeah, and that's decaf coffee. So I'm feeling pretty good about what I'm doing. But I was thinking about what I can do for YouTube. Well, I'm going to do live video. I'm going to show my setup. So I have one of two things. Y'all might actually get an extra video this week. I might actually post 3 videos this week because I've been behind. Anyway, I have this. And I want to show y'all this. And I want to show you my new setup, the B6 stuff. So you might actually get 3 videos because if I edit them right, you might get a video Wednesday. Yeah, but I don't know. I'm still debating on the schedule. I need to redo the intro for YouTube and redo the intro for Patreon. I keep saying that, and I thought I had it down, and then I realized that when I put it into, for some reason, sometimes when I film with my webcam and I use this snowball mic, when I open it up in Adobe Premiere Elements, the talking is out of sync. And I'm like, ugh. So I went on their thing, went looking up how to fix that. Oh, it's some people, sometimes it is that way. Um, thank you. I like books too. Yeah, my children had their own bookcases, and some of the books were for them together, and then they also had separate books. Victor has his own bookcase. The baby, she handmade the little tiny bookcase for the baby. So I want to get her, like I got the caterpillar book for Victor. I got him that whole little set of that guy that wrote the little caterpillar book that's so everybody loves for little kids. Um, there's quite a few. I have Swan Lake, no, not Swan Lake. The what you call it, Swan from E.B. White. I have Stuart Little and Charlotte's Web from when I was a kid. I have the Chronicles of Narnia from when I was a kid, and I still own those. Those are my books from when I was a kid. A lot of my books I saved and gave to my daughter for Victor but those are the ones that I've still saved. Yeah, I love that caterpillar. I can't think of the name of it right now. I got the whole set for Victor. So I'm going to get the whole set for the baby, and I'm going to get the wild things where the wild things are for the baby. And then I want to get Victor his own set because I've been reading Charlotte's Web to him, and he loves the Goosebumps series of books. So I want to get him his own Goosebumps series because his stepdad has the books, but Victor doesn't have them. So I want to get him his own set of the Goosebumps books. Garofalo book. Okay, I will do that, Toby. Thanks. Wasn't there a Garofalo, wasn't there a cartoon, or was that on Sesame Street? You could tell I'm old. Garofalo, see, I can't talk. I can't pronounce right now. But there's quite a few things that so I figured I'd start little by little. I'm gonna start checking thrift books and the book depository and stuff like that. And the Wonky Donkey. Oh, I'm gonna have to check that one out too. Victor will love that one. He'll love just the title of it. He likes wordplay. He likes making puns. So that's just some of the stuff. We've been really busy with vehicles. Like I said, we've been busy trying to do stuff in the house too. And David was gone for work. And so we just got caught up with some things. And we went to visit his mom and dad last night because it was his birthday today. And he and his mom both had to work today. So we visited there yesterday. Snuffleupagus. Yes, yes, yes. I was going, I know, blah, blah, blah. But I've been enjoying doing all different kinds of stuff, which has got me more creative. So now I'm thinking, because I have a few things to create still. I want to create some stuff for Victor's room. He's loving the Mario Brothers right now, but he's also like loves dinosaurs and sharks and whales and octopus and stuff like that. So I'm thinking I might actually do a bunch of different like those animals, like the ones that he likes, like a dinosaur and maybe a dragon and a whale and a shark and an octopus, and do them in either 5x7s or 8x10s, do them in watercolor and put them in frames. And he can have a wall of all the animals and stuff like that. Okay, thanks, Vanessa. Have a good night, a good day. So that's what I've been thinking about. I've been doing art in different ways. I'm still journaling, but I'm not writing as much. I'm writing little snippets, which is good because it's sometimes good, I think, to change up things. And I've been wanting to change up things anyway for a while. After reading Samantha Dion Baker. Um, hello, Heather. After reading her book and seeing, I've got it. Hold on. After seeing how she does some of this, this will give me a chance to kind of play around with some different things, change things up for a little while. I love that. Like, you know, I can do, like, just write a sentence. Instead of writing so much text on my Illustrate My Day, I can use this typography, I think is what it's called, kind of thing, you know, the lettering and stuff like that. I can do that instead of having so much text journaling. This one's kind of text heavy, but, and see, now we're doing new recipes. So I'm wanting to do this, and I've got the nature journal. And one is a nature journal and one is an artist date journal. So they're in the same little TN. So I was thinking about documenting the recipes and stuff, especially the new ones that I try, like when I really like them, or if I put them in and then they flop, and like, so I can put like a little smiley face or a little draw like a little me or a little cartoon version of me or David, and like with a smile or a frown, you know, a yay or a nay for the recipe. Maybe sometimes both, like if he loves it and I don't like it, or, you know, because she's got some really good stuff in here. I really love how this is. I love Danny Gregory's books too, and his has kind of the same kind of feel. His lettering's not as pretty, but so I don't know, something I've been thinking about and what I'm doing. So this was, I started by taking what I had on the bag, and I'm just going to journal. I'm probably going to do a little bit of my watercolor, you know. I do too. I like the idea of journaling a recipe. But so this is the Illustrate My Day. So I was going to do this, and then on this page draw miniatures of like my some of my supplies that are in this bag. And like, you know, and then put them over here, and just, I like that idea. And this is something I can work on. I don't have to do it. It could be, instead of, I'm just illustrating my life. I'm not thinking about it as, I should have said it this way. I'm not thinking about illustrating my day anymore. I'm actually just documenting my days. So if I want to draw, I draw. If I want to add pictures, I add pictures. I do a little bit of all of those. But for the one, this is the 68 GSM Tomaway River paper. So this is pretty much just watercoloring. I do have some documenting my day in here, like where I have pictures and, you know, stuff, all different kinds of stuff in here. So yeah, that's from last year when David and I went to see the Meg. So, but I do want to got to change up some things. So less writing, more drawing and watercoloring, because that doesn't hurt me the way that the writing does. So I'm excited though, because this makes me think outside of the box. This is giving me an opportunity to really work on some of what I'm doing. I want to do a class about journaling, creative journaling. And I have been hesitant, and I may or may not, depending. I'm thinking 1 book July, going pretty much all the one book, y'all. For 1 book July, doing the Omni Journal thing. And then I was thinking I might do a creative journaling class. I would like to do that, so it would be on Skillshare, and then do a creative journaling class and then an Omni journaling class, where you know, you put everything in one book, or like where you just can journal creatively, whatever you want to do. I don't do a whole lot of mixed media other than watercolor mixed media. I don't like acrylic paint much. I'm gonna try the matte one. I haven't ordered it yet because I've been busy doing other stuff. Um, but I'm hoping that for June I can try the matte um, acrylic paint. So I limit myself every month, and I blew my limit last month. So yeah. Um, but I'm excited because this, yeah, like I said, it helps me think outside the box. And I don't know, I was thinking about my journaling, and I sort of have like a purpose for them, but then I was thinking if I do what I'm thinking about doing, I'd have a sketchbook, and then I'd have the Hobonichi, and then I'd have the everything else journal, an Omni journal. We'll see. We'll see. I love the Hobonichi for planning and doing everyday bits and stuff. This was yesterday's page, and I haven't finished it because we got back late. We got finished working on the truck late, and then we got back from my in-laws late, so I haven't had a chance to do this, and I was out running errands today. You recently did some mixed media with gouache. I have gouache, but mine is the pan from Karen to Ash. But I'm gonna try. I'm gonna work some more with the gouache. But I had fun. I had fun. I need to finish writing the one thing I need to put here, and then finish doing this. And then this is today's, which I don't have anything on because I'm actually working on changing up kind of what I do in there. So I don't know. I'm still figuring things out. I don't know if things with my hands don't get better much with the brace. I may be. I hate to put this up for a little while, but I may end up putting this up for a little while. We'll see. We'll see. The A5 is a lot of real estate to fill up, and I am one of those people that feels like I need to fill up a page. I don't like half a page left blank. I don't like yeah. I don't like blank pages. I don't like white space. I'm working on the white space with the watercolor, but the blank pages or half blank pages, that drives me nutty. So I don't know. I'm going to figure out something. So, but I've been on here for a while. Does anybody have any questions? This was just a kind of a random coffee chat, and I feel like nobody's really asked a whole lot of questions. I've just been chatting, rambling, chatting, just chatting. So while we have about 12 minutes before I've been on here an hour, I figured I'd give you all some time. Maybe if you got any questions, or if there's something you'd like for me to do a coffee chat about. I have recently been switching hair products, not that you can tell today, because this morning it looked really good. But I've been trying to figure out what I want to do a video about my hair, but can you please share a bit about the new morning book you are using? Oh, the thing with the morning pages and the finding water. My novel, Rita. I'm almost finished with Act 1. I've written 3/4 of the book, but I'm revamping because I knew where I was headed wasn't going to be the ending I wanted. So this is the second book in the Finding Water book. I mean, the second book in the Artist's Way series by Julia Cameron. This one is called Finding Water. It's very, very similar to the Artist's Way. How many words am I at in my book? Like 60-something thousand, 70-something thousand. Yeah. I want to say it might be 77,000. But it's on hiatus for right now because it can't type. Yeah, thanks, Karen. I am too. I feel a lot better. So this is, she has The Artist Way, Walking in This World. I don't have that one. And she has a few other ones. I have The Right to Write, I think is the other one that I have. I have The Right to Write, and I have another one. Yeah. Actually, Walking in This World, it says is the second, but I thought this one was the second. But anyway, this is called The Art of Perseverance, and this one adds walking to the mix. So maybe the Walking in This World is the second one, and then this adds all of it together. Maybe that's the case. I could be wrong. I don't know. I don't know. But it talks about, I wrote it down. Y'all got to give me a minute. I got a hot flash. So I wrote this down. It's 12 weeks of self-guided, like a self-guided course. It has the first week, like the introduction week. I'm counting it. There's the introduction week that's where you kind of get everything together, because it tells you about the basics of it, which are the morning pages, the artist dates, the walks, and then the creativity contract. The first actual week is called Uncovering a Sense of Optimism, and you go over being a beginner, encouragement, focusing, grounding, and possibilities. The week 2 is Uncovering a Sense of Reality, and she talks about claustrophobia. Now, just because I say claustrophobia, what's in this thing doesn't mean you're necessarily talking about claustrophobia. It can be things that make you feel suffocated creatively. Inhabiting the present, staying in training, perfectionism, and taking action. And then, for example, week 3 is Uncovering a Sense of Support. And it talks about friends at work, discouragement, joining humanity, sobriety, the best kind of friends, believing mirrors actions. Week 4 is Uncovering a Sense of Balance. And it goes on with those, and it's 12 weeks total. And the very last week is called Uncovering a Sense of Perseverance. So there's this quote that I really like. We never know the worth of water till the well is dry. And in order to refill our well, we have to do things that nourish our spirit, so to speak, that nourish our creativity and stuff like that. And I like doing these kinds of things. I loved doing the Artist Way. It took me a few tries to kind of get into it, depending on your mood. Like sometimes these things are a mood thing for me. So what this is, it's an alternating series of what she calls exploratory essays and then tools. And she gives you these little divining rods which are like sort of like homework. So she says that the aim of these are to help us discover the living waters of creativity flowing through our often busy and difficult lives. The essays are to trace our daily personal process of finding water, and the tools function like dowsing wands to point the way to further spiritual growth. Morning pages, she says in there, are 3 pages of longhand. First thing in the morning, this is what it says. It's the beginning of honesty, and honesty is the first step toward greater creativity. Morning pages are one of the tools that helps us find our spiritual bearings. It helps us tune in to our creativity. There are 3 pages, long-handed, stream of consciousness, that are to locate us precisely in the here and now. They're written first thing in the morning upon awakening, and it can be like a form of meditation. They catch us at as close as possible to our waking mind before all of our well-meaning defenses are in place. They catch us when we are vulnerable and open. They catch us at our most honest and fragile, when we are a bit discouraged, a bit daunted by the day. They help us course correct. And this is the quote that I pulled. It says, the still small voice gets amplified so that we can easily hear it. And that's what morning pages are about. Hi. And then the artist dates are dates with ourselves. And the artist dates are to help us nurture our creativity. It can be, I think, for some people find this kind of woo-woo, a little too spiritual, one way or the other, like a little too God, or a little. Some people, to them, it's a little bit too God-ish, and with too much reference to God. And then to other people, it's a little bit too like universe, woo-woo, whatever. I think it's really good, and you can use whatever term or reference you want to, God or prayer, the universe, nothing. You can take that word out altogether when you're reading it. But it helps you. I think all of these really help me get unstuck. They help me with creativity. They help me focus less on myself and more on creativity in general. The artist dates help us bring optimism, exuberance, and enchantment. It's an adventure. They're weekly solo expeditions to do something that is just plain fun. So you could go to a concert. You could go to an art store. You could go to a craft store. You could go to a gallery. You could go to a flea market. You could go sit at a coffee shop. Yeah, I had to wait I tried this once or twice, tried it. I did have videos when I first started this. And I think I started it way too close to having just finished The Artist Way. And it was too redundant for me at that time because I just finished The Artist Way. Now I've had a lot of time away from that. And I was actually thinking about doing The Artist Way again. I was like, no, I think I'm going to do the Finding Water because that adds the walking in, which I really need. And I haven't finished that. I only went through like the first few weeks. And then the walks. And she says, when we walk, we wake up our consciousness. We enliven our senses. We improve our well-being. Walking helps us unravel, figure out, sort out. And she says that you should go for at least one time a week for at least 20 minutes minimum. But I'm doing this every day. So I'm doing 20-minute walks every day. And then once or twice a week, I'm doing an hour. And those are what I'm calling my field trips, where I do little ones during the day, little ones every day. But my big ones, those are like my big field trips, not my little field trips. So that I can go and do like a little bit of plein air sketching or take some photos, of stuff in nature. And I want to put that stuff in my journal. Sometimes when I take the little 20-minute walks, I do that too. But I'm trying to go, at first I was doing it once a week, doing the hour walk, and doing the regular rest of the week, doing 20 minutes. Now I've moved up my walks to 30 minutes, and then I've gone from one time a week. Now I'm doing 2 to 3 times a week. So you can increase, just you can walk as much as you want. And then I put the creativity contract in here because I didn't want to sign it in my book. And then I've been doing morning pages. I did the week 1, the sense of optimism, being a beginner. And I did a deferred dream exercise that she talks about. Those are those divining light things. And then I did this beautiful things I've seen. And I didn't do morning pages this morning. I've got to. So this evening, while I'm in those braces, I'll be reading. And then hopefully tomorrow I'll be able to film. I've been taking a little bit of footage when I go walk or when I go out. I may just go ahead and do a walk and talk where I talk about finding water. That might actually work pretty well. Or sit outside on the coffee table and talk about the coffee table. Sit outside on at the picnic table to do the talk about finding water since it's outdoors. So I don't know. We'll see. I'm getting there. There's so much of this stuff I need to do, and the only way I can think of to do it is to kind of split it up. So I don't know. I've already started it, But people can do it at any time. And if you want to, Hilma, do you know, Hilma, if you're still here, do we still have the Artist Way thing open? I think we do. I think we do. I had a Facebook group, but it has been inactive for a while, I think. But we could talk about it on the. I will do a post. I think I might actually just do a blog post about finding water, because that way I don't have to worry about so much of it. And I'll put the link to it in this community tab thing. And then I will do videos of my exercises, some of the things that I do for finding water, and then do like a monthly check-in. Instead of a weekly thing, I think I'll do a monthly check-in, because it's 12 weeks. So if I'll do a monthly check-in at the end of this month. And then that way people are kind of doing it at their own pace, because it's not, I mean, you don't have to do it when I do it. You can do it at any time, but it'll give people a chance to kind of talk about it. But I'll leave a link. I meant to leave a link. I suck. I meant to leave a link when I talked about this before, and I did not, did I? I don't think I did. I don't think I did. I suck. So yeah, I'll get a link while I'm thinking about it right now. I'm about to close out. I've been on here for over an hour, so I'm going to give you just a minute, because I know there's a lag. And I'm going to find it. And then as soon as I hit the button and I get this up here, I will put the book. All right. There are used versions and there's a paperback version. I have the hardcover version, but you don't have to. I'm going to leave you the link to the paperback version, because it doesn't matter which one you get. You can find it cheaper somewhere else. You can, but you can go on Amazon and check it out and see if it's something that you're interested in. Not necessarily, Abigail. If I knew what I knew now, I would just start with finding water, because well, I learned a lot from the Artist Way. And maybe I'll answer that question at the end of this. Because if you wanted to do the Artist Way, you already know that in finding water, they add walking. So you could just add walking to something and go for a walk for 20 minutes once a week, like it says in here. And what it does is walking helps kind of, what does she call it? I just said it. Helps us unravel, helps us figure out and sort out. And I will say that every time I've gotten stuck with an idea for my novel or with the character or anything, whenever I've taken a walk, even if it's a walk in the mall or a walk around when I'm walking around the grocery store, or if I walk in the neighborhood or whatever, when I take a walk, I feel better. It relaxes my mind about it. I'm not so focused on that. And then that's when ideas start to kind of percolate. So it is good. I also get a lot of ideas when I'm in the shower or when I'm driving. But I understand the principle behind it. And walking's really good for your body. And if you're only doing it for 20 minutes, it's just a little. So y'all have a good one. I don't know. Yeah, I'm going to answer that question at the end of this when I'm finished with finding water, because I've done the Artist Way twice. I actually went through the whole book completely twice. And I learned something different from it the second time around. But I would say that if you do these, remember she's the same author doing this. So some of what she talks about similar. But I think you could probably do any one. I don't think you have to do them in order at all. You could do Finding Water and then do the Artist Way. But I wouldn't do them super close together, because she talks about some of the same kind of stuff in a very similar way, and a few of the same things kind of pop up. So it could kind of seem a little bit redundant or monotonous. if you're doing them too close together. And that was the issue that I had when I tried this the very first time, is I did it too close to when I had done Finding Water. So it felt like I was kind of reading Finding Water all over again, but just a little bit different, you know, or like a different, like I was reading a different version of the same book. So y'all have a good one. I will see y'all again soon. I will try to get the videos up Wednesday, Friday, but I have the doctor's appointment Wednesday, so it may get up kind of late Wednesday night or early Thursday morning. But I have a lot for y'all, and I know I'm a bit behind, and I'm not going to apologize. Life happens, but I really do want to share some stuff with y'all. I'm really excited about some of the stuff I have going on. So, bye, y'all. Have a good one. Shower and driving are two of your best. Yes, yes, yes. Shower, driving, and walking. Those are my best idea times. Bye, y'all.